What supposed to take time?
The
Why are you just any questions?
in the script, it's like the regular radio doctor that we do. It's just the questions that I tend to put in.
Inside.
So I tend to feel like that yesterday I felt like, okay, you know it already. Let me just give you only the question. That's why I didn't send you the script. But
Yeah.
I sent them earlier already.
Esther, you're going to be here, Abi?
Yes, I'm sitting. Are you okay? What? Okay,
Yeah, so that I can go live.
Question for radio topic.
already.
Arthritis.
Yes,
It's
actually.
only arthritis.
Yes. Radio doctor is
To
that
post it
one.
on the website.
Yes.
Not arthritis.
Yeah, that's the topic.
I will add something maybe cause or problem, something like that.
Okay. Okay. You have a point. So what do you want to put now? Arthritis and what?
It's not arthritis.
Causes and treatment.
Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. So how long to put it?
Is that what you gave to the doctor?
I gave him arthritis.
And so if you now put causes and treatment, what does it have to be? Do you have to put that there?
No, I mean the heading.
Hey, just
Hey, you
arthritis.
can put the topic alone there
Just
now.
arthritis.
Yeah, let's put the topic. Then when the man comes, you decide where he wants to diversify.
No, because according to like the questions I sent to him, he has like causes and treatments in it. That's why I told him causes and treatments.
I don't need the heading on the flyer. I mean on the website. What's going to show on the website?
Okay, that's one that tends to go
Yes.
like this.
Not the
Oh.
arthritis.
You can put causes and treatments now.
But
What do you
put
think?
something there?
Yes.
I want
You have to put something
That's
there.
the heading.
Yes.
Something like what's it called? If you want to browse online, the
To
heading.
be giving you like this
So that
message that
comes
something like that.
Arthritis. Can't just put arthritis.
Yeah, that was it.
I can see what arthritis now.
Only.
Eh,
Maybe you put arthritis means you are broadening it. The man will now come and
I just put arthritis.
just put arthritis.
Yeah. Because in case the man doesn't go in the causes and treatment,
Then we have
anyways, but
totally diverted people. Should I push you guys live now?
Okay.
7:29.
yes, sir.
You're live. So then let me see whether I capture you because I captured you very well.
Yesterday I wasn't showing. I was like,
Yeah.
if I don't lean forward, you see me.
Lots of that was okay.
If I don't lean forward, you see me.
I will fully capture.
Oh. Wait, let me collect the phone. They didn't charge the phone yesterday after using it. So it went off this morning. I gave it to Michael to help us charge. That charger, I cannot find it.
I beg you, where Corona? Corona dey for Lagos Road. Government just dey take am dey deceive people now. No Corona for anywhere. Na malaria.
Coronavirus is real. More people are dying, more are infected. Corona is still in our midst. Even the lockdown does not mean that the fight is over. Use your mask, wash your hands, social and physical distance. Stay at home if you have no business outside.
This camera is going to
Coronavirus
peak.
is real.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Newspaper Review on WFM 91.7, where we get to keep you updated about the latest news and happenings around the vicinity, globally, and also nationally. Welcome once again to the Newspaper Review.
Are we still there?
Thank you for staying with us on WFM 91.7. We really do appreciate you so much. We really do love your participation in all our programs and want to welcome you once again to another episode of News Review on WFM 91.7, Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. Well, on News Review, what we do is to review the major dailies across Nigeria, the major newspapers like Vanguard, Punch, Daily Trust, Guardian, and so many more. And what we do is to review the headlines and also make you aware of those headlines. And then we have a part where we get into the analysis of some of the headlines of the news stories making arounds this morning. My name is Timmy Tokwe Ulumeli, and I have here with me this morning.
Esther Alarabe, good morning to you, Mr.
Good morning. Nice to have you over this review again. And yes,
for having me.
yes, it's always a pleasure. And so we'll go ahead and start with the one of the major newspapers that we have here in Nigeria, and that is Punch. So let's first of all go through the headlines from Punch first.
On the Punch newspapers, Buhari lands in Zamfara today on condolence visit. Governor laments culture of corruption in Bauchi public service. We would only screen presidential candidates, won't endorse any, says the ACF. Winky lied, claimed an abandoned aircraft stolen in 2015, coming in from Amici. Army boss visits Kano, vows to end insecurity. Nigeria lost property worth 3 trillion naira, 136 lives to fire incidents in 2021, says Arebeshola. Tinubu graduated from our school, says Chicago University. Over to the Vanguard newspapers.
Yes, from Vanguard newspapers, Sanwo-Olu flags off Ojota Okwedi Link Bridge road project. The Kwara State government reforms use of hijab in public schools. Strike FCT primary school teachers concerned over effect on P-bills. Over 60,000 metered households shun vending for 6 months, says Kano Disco. And female trafficker remanded over sending ladies abroad for prostitution. And now to the nation's newspapers.
The Nation newspaper has the headlines Hanifa's case, Minister praises Kano's efforts. 2023 election, Saraki Okorocha indicates interest to run. $24 million fraud, Hush Puppy may get 20 years jail on Valentine's Day. Government to fund petrol subsidy with 3 trillion naira in 1 year. Female trafficker remanded over sending ladies abroad for prostitution. Over to the Guardian newspapers.
And on Guardian newspapers, Reps rejects immunity for Senate President, Speaker, others. Ondo government, PDP disagree over bulletproof cars, and Assembly bemoans lack of funds. Governors Labour kick as NNPC presents 3 trillion naira subsidy bill to the FVC. More opposition to Atiku's bid as Saraki declares for 2023 presidency. Rivers flaws federal government over police trust fund deductions. And Reps rejects immunity for Senate President, Speaker, others. And now to the Daily Trust.
The Daily Trust newspapers Senate passes health emergency bill. FCT council's election group to sensitize women on active participation. Council polls FCTA wants against violence. National Assembly urged to pass whistleblower bill. Man sentenced to life for raping minor. Over to the Disney newspapers.
And from this day newspapers, Senate passes bill on infectious contagious diseases. House seeks to unravel fuel subsidy controversy, investigate state refineries. Irabot reiterates military's commitment to democracy. NHIS to launch branded drugs, extend coverage to retirees and the aged. Senate passes health emergency bill. Again, Rivers flaws federal government as court declares deductions from federal account to fund its agencies unconstitutional. So those are some of the major headlines making rounds on a lot of dailies this morning, like the Daily Trust, This Day, Guardian, Punch, and Vanguard newspapers. And I'm going to want to going to speak with our analysts. Our analysts to come on board to give us some analysis and some of the news stories we're going to be highlighting this morning. This is newspaper review.
I really do not understand what's going on here this morning. That clock, I cannot find it.
Abeg, where Koro dey? Koro no dey for Lagos o. Government just dey take am dey deceive people now. No Koro for anywhere. Na malaria.
Coronavirus is real. More people are dying, more are infected. Corona is still in our midst. Even the lockdown does not mean that the fight is over. Use your mask, wash your hands, social and physical distance. Stay at home if you have no business outside. Coronavirus is real.
Yes, this is this review on WFM 91.7. Thank you for staying tuned and staying on with us on the program. Yes, we're still on the newspaper review, and we just finished reading out the headlines to you. It's time for us to get into some crucial analysis with our notable analysts. And I'm talking about Adeyemi Adeolu. Good morning, Adeyemi. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Hello, Adeyemi. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Adeyemi.
How are you? Nice to hear from you this morning. Nice to have you on the program this morning. Can you hear me? Yes, nice to have you. Yes,
Thank you for
yes.
joining us.
All right, so Adeyemi is our analyst this morning, and can't wait for us to dig our teeth into some of the news stories and headlines this morning. Let's start with one of the ones that Esther has this morning.
All right, Adeyemi, this one here on the Guardian newspaper says Ondo government PDP disagree over bulletproof cars as assembly bemoans lack of funds. Ondo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party yesterday has expressed outrage over the purchase of two bulletproof vehicles Governor Rotimi Akeredolu bought for himself in spite of the government's inability to pay salaries of workers. It expressed the concern in the statement issued by the publicity secretary, considering it as an executive recklessness, insensitivity to the plight of people, saying it is beyond any rational thinking. The statement also went ahead to condemn Akeredolu's frequent procurement of official vehicles on yearly basis, saying that the governor's open display of affluence was an affront on the sensibilities of Ondo people. He also lamented that the governor, who could not buy one bag of rice for his party supporters during the Yuletide, had as much as 1.5 billion to buy cars for his personal comfort. Another part here says it's on record that each time the governor, procures new vehicles for himself, he would buy two, one for himself and another for his wife. This latest wonders on wheels were the third set of vehicles he had gotten since he assumed office about 5 years ago. Now, I looking at what this statement contains, one would actually feel that way because as a society, you pay tax, you pay stamp duty, you just pay all of these things, and your governor goes around throwing money or buying things and engaging in some kind of frivolities. And as workers, you come to work every day and you don't get paid. You definitely would not be happy with such a situation, Adeyemi.
There's no way to see a governor spending money on frivolities and you having work for the numbers of days and months, not just 1 month, maybe months, and yet you're not paid and you have to know there's no way first person can be happy. And when at your level, that you want to receive and you want to call you and complain and the complaint is not being heard, then you have to take some measures to certain action and actually, people that are backing on track. So that's what always happens in situations like that. So just want to know what is going to reality. I read about the every child was in school. I think that should be also
Okay.
because we enacted that have to do with governors. Every governor that was out to the state civil servant, that governor also is on Saturday penalty. I think the court of the new project governor and president like of society, that's what we should do. Really, we should do for and so that I'm watching people suffering after they have to work on your higher level make the continue to run and yet you are denying them that which belongs to them. So we won't take that. So we should also look at the National Assembly should look in that direction. Let there be a bill to sponsor the that as well.
Okay.
Have a better idea. It has to be a law and it put in place to further in the country that students must go to school, that every parent that does not send their children to school will go started to that. And so also let it be that every state and not bring any of the civil servants any water to started as well.
Thank you very
Yeah, thank
much,
you very much,
Adeyemi, for
Adeyemi.
that. Let's move on to Punch right now. From Punch, one of the headlines says Nigeria lost property worth 3 trillion naira, 136 lives to fire incidents in 2021, says Aregoshola. The Minister of Interior, Ralph Aregoshola, said no fewer than 136 lives and property worth trillion, 3 trillion naira were lost to different fire incidents across the country in 2021. He added that the Federal Fire Service saved properties worth 18.9 trillion naira, while no fewer than 587 lives and rescued 260 persons from fire incidents last year. Araboshala said this during the decoration of newly promoted Deputy Controller General of the Service in Abuja on Thursday. Now, we can't really curb tragedy. Tragedy does happen in life. But looking at the number of people that actually lost their lives to fire incidents and the amount of property that was lost, which they said amounted to about 3 trillion naira, don't you think we need to put in more measures in place to ensure that these incidences get reduced?
Yeah, there are some measures like before we can embark on enacting laws in that respect. I think the first thing that the government of the federation must do, even the local government needs to do that is that I remember when I was there is actually nowhere how I grew up in Ibadan. There is
Okay.
actually everywhere that is close to fire hydrant. And now the people pattern everywhere, you don't fire hydrant anywhere. And that's bad. Fire hydrant is going to be every location so that when there is any fire outbreak, the firefighters and the little water or the amount of water they come with, and then it's exhausted, them to plug into the fire hydrant and because you know the fire will be put out. But in this case where the the one to release a farmer because not coming. And that's what I've been saying now. So that the first thing that the government is to let there be fire hydrant everywhere in Nigeria.
Mm.
It's like when you have a building,
Mm-hmm.
you have this sensor. When there is a fire outbreak, the night the temperature gets to level, water started, in out from the sensor point of water, And these are the things we are talking about when it comes to fire hydrant. Fire hydrant is what brings water to every location in case of emergency, in case of there is any fire outbreak. So that can be plugged, it can be plugged into, and from there you will be able to fight the fire in time. So that's one of the things. And also talking about the rate of the fire incident in recent times. So many things are ongoing that the government really needs to know. Now, every age, every business. When you talk about the ones that are being, let's look at the marketplaces
Yes.
where you have these billions of naira being pumped, government talking in terms of goods and property. There must be there must be a thorough investigation, and when a thorough investigation into such matter, let's know what actually caused it. You see, we are not the kind of people that all we do is fire the approach. We always tackle the situation when they happen, but we don't tackle it before it happens. We need to look at what has been the cause of this, especially in the marketplaces. What is the cause? You see, the kind of whether we do or is it let me say, how, how good let me say, the cable that brings in the fire, the electricity into the area, is it only the cause of this fire outbreak? Then these are the things we need to do so that we can have some standard tools that we have been enforcing, that we have been allowed to come into the market and put a stop to it. I remember the very fact when Nigeria, why are cable and being cables coming from the United Kingdom there. What being imported to the EU from you find out that you hardly see any fire outbreak that has to do with electricity. You see that maybe it has to do with candle, somebody forgot the candle and they put it by the side ground, the fire will go, we take off from there, or it is a complexity that happens in a working environment when fully well. Somebody actually ignited that just to cover up because you know that a lot happens in the ministry when it comes to that.
Mm.
Back there, especially when there is school, when they are looking into some things, and before you don't hear that the building that is housing those military and there is not fire,
Yes.
just because there is a school ongoing. So these are the things that we really need to do. And when such things are particularly in the ministry, what exactly has never happened? Nothing. Over the years, I've never had anybody that has been penalized. Nobody has been prosecuted when fires. I remember that some years back that the fires got one of these ministries in Abuja.
Mm.
That creates everything, and nothing is done about it. So these are the things. It's going to stay continue when nobody is being prosecuted, when especially our public preaching, our ministry, our public buildings, and nothing is done. They will continue because these are corrupt. This is not corruption in place. That's what I'm to.
Mm.
The standard of each community in Nigeria must be looked into. Very, very important. And we should not forget that this thing we're talking about life and property.
Yes.
How do you want to much on? And people's life just be destroyed just like that, and nothing is being done about it. And yeah, most of people have suffered over the years to accumulate because we just within minutes or hours because of our even because of the level of our corruption. That's what I would say. It's very important we need to look into it. Very important. These are the lessons that we need to take place first before we can say, okay, we can enact laws in that.
Yes. What do you have to say about lives that get lost as a result of cooking gas related fire incidences? You know, that also happens a lot. And do you think the public gets sensitized enough, gets educated enough on how to use their cooking gas so that it doesn't result in fire incidents? Do you have an idea? Yes.
You see, it's quite pathetic that our homes are being engulfed with fire because of the cooking gas system and the family living time. What I find out is that even our firefighters are military educated people.
Yes.
You know, the relative that is just the public with
Mm.
like what because they know that way they can make their money.
Hmm.
But they are forgetting that actually without Nigerians, we can't be there. And it is important that there must be, they should go on radio, on TV, to begin to sensitize Nigeria regarding things that is very, very important. And also, the most of maybe I think another thing that we need to do is that at the point of where we continue to do our so-called
Yes.
we need to start educating themselves.
Mm.
That is important. And we must understand that look, if you have your gas cylinder in the kitchen,
Mm.
is dangerous. Your gas cylinder should be outside. Your gas cylinder should not
Outside.
be within where you are cooking. It should be outside your house. With that, if there is any fire incident, all you need to do is just to walk outside quickly and pick up. And when that is done, that fire will stop immediately. That is one of the things that we need to look into. And even we have the fact that some gas cylinders are not well structured. Some are so light. Talking about the range of this fire computer and gas.
Yes.
These are the things we need to the Standard Organization of Nigeria and the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, they need to look in this direction so that they can help us to save lives and property.
Gas should be outside, not inside your kitchen. Till now, a lot of people still have their cooking gas inside the kitchen. It should not be so. So if you have your cooking gas in the kitchen, please take it outside. I've come across so many stories of people getting killed through cooking gas fire incidences. Thank you very much for clarifying that.
Thank you, Adeyemi. Let's go over this one on the These Day newspapers, and this is coming from Kogi State. The headline says, "No child of school age should roam in the streets. Bello warns parents." So the Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has warned that no child of school age should be seen on the streets during school hours across the state. The Kogi State government has also flagged up its school adoption and mentorship program to help restore the glory of education and to motivate learners for improved performance in education across the state. Well, this is a very, very laudable step. It is good that they put up this together to ensure that no child is out of school and no child is who is supposed to be in school is seen outside doing other things. But on another side, at the end, if you remember, there was this headline recently that had something about Kogi State not yet implemented, they've not implemented the 30,000 naira minimum wage. And there's also been other reports that is either they don't pay them salaries, which the government came out to say they pay, but the workers are still saying that they pay them their salaries in percentage. They don't get the salaries on time, they don't get it in percentage. Now, this is no excuse for any reason why a child should not be in school. But in the case whereby the parents are working, they are actively doing something to ensure that they can send their children to school comfortably, but they don't get paid on time, or they get paid in percentage, or they have to cry, protest, and all of that before they get paid. How do they then? Because all of these things, I know somebody might be like, "Oh, these things are not related," but they are. They are related at the end.
Very, very, very related. Very, very related. You see, this act, like we said, though, yes, it's a good step, the right step,
Mm,
but to me, I would say, what the man is doing is just to, be applauded in that area to cover up. Uh, like the rightly said,
mm.
there was even a case where we had the teachers were being primary school teachers were being paid as low as thousand.
Yes.
And yes, so that is very big or at times it's 26,000 in a month. So you know that we are not doing that. That's the next about it. The fact that you don't want to see any side on the street, and you want also do the meeting for the parents so that they can have what to say when their children to school. And that's why I said earlier that you know, sort of, they are looking at the election that there is a law will go out that, any child the Lord God will ban the type of news for moving the street and
Mm,
now
mm,
to deal with the parents. Let there be a law also that will deal with
mm.
ability to pay their we to fulfill the victory. I think in the effort of the society, that's what I do. Because what we find out that our people, whether we like it or not, our people, especially the people in government, the moment they are here, they see their God.
Mm.
They believe that they are above the law, they can do and undo, and nobody will query them. And that's the way you are doing, that's what you have been doing happening. That's what you have been demonstrating, that's what you have been praying. Whether you like it or not, we must be honest with ourselves. They
Mm.
see themselves, the moment they are there, that they are God. And I tell you, I won't be doing them as well. It is also the people that are because, like the first issue they said, people are of the kind of coming that they become.
Mm.
When the people goes to get to power, the next thing you start to see that they are like God, you start going after them, running after them.
Mm.
You don't really when whatever they do, you tell them just 1 year, you get out of the place. No, it's not just 1 year. That 1 year will have caused a lot of damages,
Mm-hmm.
and that damages will require a question of that. So it is better to face it immediately, caution, if it cannot because of the remove such people from government. See, we should start looking at so many things now. Instead of us to sit down and look, which are always in our attitude to this so-called government officials. To sit
Mm.
down and look at that, and that is that thing. So, it can't be the same. You want them to be better, and you say that is that thing. Then I mean, there can't be a change. And we should not forget that change is the only constant thing.
Mm.
So if you make a change, then we must change our attitude towards governance.
All
We
right.
must change our attitude towards whatever we should come people in power, in governance, do. We must change. We must be able to stand up to them. They are not God.
Mm.
They
Adeyemi,
are not rich servants.
I actually think that it's time that we start orientating people on the fact that these people are supposed to serve in those offices. So, for example, when you see things like maybe a governor puts together maybe an empowerment program or some kind of training or something, or you see like commissioning of borehole, and like there are some that I have seen, and I'm like, okay, okay, so why are we applauding this person for this? Why are we doing this? But you see, people gather around them, happy. I can understand on the side of the people that maybe they've wanted this thing for so long, and finally somebody's ready to do it for them. Oh, thank you, the savior is here. But when you actually look at this thing, you're like, why are you applauding this person for doing this? This is what this person should do. And somehow I kind of feel like our culture also contributed to this. Like we live in a society that culture has taught us to when you see people in high positions or high offices or older people, you're just supposed to just be nice to them and just mellow, just follow their path without questioning or querying. I think it has to start changing.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. See, you know, it's power actually for their honesty and it's happening. That's the honesty. We shouldn't be the government that should be commissioning involved in the theory. That's the part that we must be into. And the essence of it is to provide chairman on
Mm,
and what we call then we the water board is one of the things and the state must provide water board are the ones in charge of water resources. How water will be able to reach every home and every organization. It shouldn't be bulky. If we are speaking, we are serious people.
mm,
There is no state in Nigeria where you don't have river. There is no state in Nigeria that you don't have one form of water or the other.
or the other.
What are the government, what are they doing about it? They are not looking in that direction. Everybody today in Nigeria will become our own local government, will provide for our electricity, will provide for our water, will provide for our security.
Mm,
Everything is being done by us.
mm,
So, but in a given road, you find out that most of the roads are being constructed in every local area by the residents.
mm,
And it is wrong. What the money being allocated for all these projects that goes into the coffers of the state government must be what we do. The problem is that we don't have to. We don't just sit down and somebody will just come and start the commission. And even at the National Assembly, because they are constitutionally around for.
Mm.
These are the people that are executing people things like that. If you say that as a senator, they collect constitutional allowance. What the constitutional allowance for? You know, for them to spend. It's for them to go back to their constituency
Mm-hmm.
and see whatever is happening in their constituency and for them to do. Look at this place. And but you find out that most of them, they will not, like you said, they will bring in one ball to the area and commission one ball and maybe they will tell you that
Mm-hmm.
Australia what they were giving is about 200 million naira and they will do a ball of 200,000 and
Mm.
that will be
So Nobiko mentioned something on Tuesday. Nobiko said, "I think it's high time for us to start going out when we see these things in this environment. Maybe write it out. Look for the name of the local government chairman or whoever it is that is in charge of whatever sector it is, and start calling them out because it has gotten to that point where you put people in offices, appoint people, and just as if they just go to work every day, just stroll in and stroll out and get paid at the end of the month, and nobody's doing anything. And we keep going on in circles and circles, complaining about the same thing year in, year out.
the truth. I want to tell you one fact that I hear because I am pretty to some extent,
Mm,
especially with the local government level in Lagos.
mm,
You see, when you talk about the workers, you just said, and the local government is just work.
mm.
But that problem is not them not working.
Okay.
It's the so-called the chairman of the local government problem. I
Mm,
want to tell you that now, we have a problem. Every money that comes monthly, as much as the station to this, because of the chairman, we see that the personal money, we see them sharing it,
mm,
we share it and it. That's why you don't tell me that in any local government. The text they want maybe perhaps the government has come to their rescue, or maybe there has been competition, you know, by some people intending in the area that this thing is lacking over the years. And even when you go to some areas, you find out that a particular contract has been allocated more than 3 4 times,
mm-hmm.
and yet nothing is being done about it. So the high time is that we, as a people, like you said, we need to cry out. And the only people that can do us better, you in the media, you are the people that can make it happen.
Mm,
You are the people that can make it happen. If you want to correct any heroes in any society, you have to come to the media. And you can't keep shouting it for us. It will get to every person.
mm,
And by then, positions will be hard. And before you know, because they want to cover up, you run down and
mm.
that's the lesson.
All right. Thank you very much, Adeyemi.
Yes. Yes, you can send in your comments, your opinions to our text through our number, which is 070 317 Send a text or WhatsApp messages with your comments to 070 Really expecting your comments, your opinions this morning. Let's move on to Guardian newspapers. This headline says core members will continue to participate in national assignment, says the NYC DG. Director General, National Youth Service Corps NYC, Major General Shoaib Ibrahim has assured that core members will continue to participate in critical national assignments like elections and census. He said the NYC scheme has contributed to the development of Nigeria, saying the nation's education and health sectors will be in serious jeopardy without contribution of core members. Now, I really want to take a look at this angle. For example, when it comes to security of the core members, because they still election violence, it still happens in this country. Either election violence or post-election violence, it still occurs in Nigeria. And when you have these core members participate, you're saying you still want them to continue to participate. And there are lots of cases where core members get killed during an election. They lose their lives while serving their country, especially when it comes to them helping with the elections. Their security. Do you think their security is really being taken seriously? Because yes, you want them to keep on participating, but are you ensuring that they are secure while they're holding this assignment?
before we even go in that direction, when we're talking about the paper, the election and all of that,
Mm.
let's look at when they are being deployed. When they are being
Deployed, yes.
and even when they are even getting film at the institution camp,
Mm.
how so many of them are happening in the public camp?
Mm-hmm.
What are what are the NYC, but what are they able to do to compensate those families? That is one. And even in the locality where they are, when they are community services, their yearly service, you find that some get killed.
Yes.
What are we able to do in that respect? Now, talking about the election after where the participate here, you have talks and coming shoot to everything.
Yes.
It's quite unfortunate that we don't see how the life of these young men on the line like that without the moment you want them to go there, one, they are not harmed, they are young men, young girls. Talking about the children about the family, the others to the family, 20 something year old.
Yes.
Just talking about the university for crying out loud.
Mm.
And you want that to say this song. You see, the problem is one, the parents, English parents as well, we Nigeria, over the time, we have trained out our children become members are being killed.
Mm.
Even because of trying to make Nigeria a better place.
Yes.
And here we don't talk. We don't talk. It's only the family that is affected that only breathe.
Mm.
The homes. This should be a national problem because NYC is a national matter. So whatever happens to NYC, the last it should be a serious problem. It is a problem that everyone of us. People talking about development. Yes, it has helped to develop Nigeria. One part of Nigeria, the other part of Nigeria. That's the next truth. It has helped to develop Nigeria. That's one of the reasons why they will not stop it.
Yes.
Because I don't think when you want these children just to put their life on the line for a whole year, I think let's even look at it. The numbers of couples that have been killed in the northern region and where it was. When we look at it, it's not to have made Nigeria to stop, to scrap NYC the body.
Yes.
That's
Mm.
very true. Nothing been done about it. Now, if what we are looking at now is coming 2023, that's going to be deployed. So this is really good. There should be security men protecting them.
Yes.
And it's only not just putting the security men to watch over the election boxes. No!
Mm.
The security men should be there protecting these partners, these people that you have placed to control this election.
Mm.
That's what the security men should be doing. That should be their number one job. So whatever you are feeling, we know that already that the game plan is always there. We know that in Nigeria, when election is ongoing, already before it's even concluded, it's not somewhere. We all know that.
Mm.
But we don't know if you want to continue with your heart for free. The life of our future, the life of the leaders of tomorrow,
Mm.
this is valid. It is very, very important to us. We cannot, how can you imagine a mother, a father, having to the child right from baby, now I'm going to go and start.
Yes.
The
Mm.
issue is that you're not seeing the cost of that child being say sorry.
Mm.
He lost his life or her life because of participating in an election process. No, it is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. It is time that the body, the NYC body, provide all core members with security, especially when they go for such national assignments.
Mm-hmm.
They must provide them security. There must be security specifically provided for them to protect them. You can't afford and they should be killed all the time like they are being killed before. No, that has to stop.
Yes.
These are problems of tomorrow.
Mm.
These are scientists of tomorrow. These are presidents of tomorrow. These are the senators. These are the frontliners of tomorrow. These are the captains of industry of tomorrow. And can you just predict the courses of their life? Because they are national assignments and because of your negligence. So it's not discussed. It's because it's not enough. And without love, you don't know, and you understand that the people participating in the military, the military are participating there. What do they do? They are the one that has that responsibility to take care of these children. They are the one that need to take care of these top members because they are under their tutelage. They are under their authority. That is why you have the general, the board of NYC. If you the board of NYC, then you should be able to take care of the top members. You should protect them. You don't just want them to come and tell you the story that they have in development. No, not in development. What about their lives? They're not happy. If they are out there, there won't be any development.
Thank you very much. A very, very touching. Lot of you made a lot of touching statements there. Really, and it's so sad because parents don't really have a say because this has been made compulsory, has been made mandatory. So if they post your kid to Sokoto or to Verify, you really don't have a say. So unfortunately, it's just something that has to be done about the security of our core members. It's very, very important. Please, you can send your comments to 070-317-56537, 070-317-56537. If you have a message you want to pass across, if you want to make some comments, you want to express your opinions, please by all means do so. We'd love to always hear your thoughts on every issue that we discuss on the program. You send it to 070-317-56537. It's saying we know the kind of politicians we have. There's one in particular, LCDA. He is busy constructing mini shops with no ventilation along the road and hang a banner there with the words, pay your tax. And meanwhile, the road in the LCDA are in pitiable condition. What are your thoughts about what Abiola said, Adiani?
We don't know what it is unfortunate that all they are just interested all of them interested they don't care about the welfare of the people in the local government, which is the problem because that is the essence of the government. The essence of governance is to provide that which is lacking for the people who the area.
Okay.
That's what for governance. And here is populate whatever the people. If you can't provide, the people can't provide everything. That's the essence of government. Government is going to provide that which is not ordinary. But when you now all you are interested in just making revenue and asking people to pay their taxes, that means you are a tax master. You taxes master and you are a slave driver because all you want is work, pay, and they don't get any benefit from it. It's wrong. This is our so-called culture and mentality and culture. We must put the people in our heart. We must put them first. We should give our priority. The welfare of the people, the local government area, is the priority of the chairman of the local government.
Yes.
The people in the state should be the priority of the state governor. And Nigeria and the country as a whole, and Nigeria and the state, should be the priority of the president to make sure that we are safe, that we have electricity for the person, that we have water in every home running without having to go and start taking borehole anywhere. These are very important. These are the things that the leadership that's what they call governance. Protect life. Let the girl child go to school. Let the girl child go to school. I read somewhere that they want to sensitize the people, the women in Abuja to participate in the election. I was just looking at it. The girl, the woman that will be not allowed to go to school. How will
That's a good question.
the one that you are taught that that you make wife, a girl of 13, 14 years old that you want to work within life, and those the people that will come out when you even go to the market in the north, you find that majorly is the men that does the transaction. If you see any woman in the market in the north, know that she's a partner. They don't allow this woman, they don't give women freedom. These are the things that we really need to look into. How can you continue to influence the women that you want them to participate? Because the other ones you see that are participating politics in the north, and if you want to end, but the majority of the women in the north are meant to serve as slaves. It is wrong. And you see them every time they keep on adopting this women. And maybe the people about the women you want them to participate in the election. It is wrong. It's not wrong. I look at it. The people in when you look at the indigenous tribes in the north.
Yes.
And let me be specific. Let's go to Abuja.
Okay.
The indigenous people in Abuja. That are the Wari, you have the Awa, the Bata, the Ikila, the Gade, the Gana, the Bari, and the Guadara, and the Koro. When you look at them, look at them carefully. How many of the women in that area, the indigenous tribes in Abuja, that presently are educated? How many of them? And if they are not educated, how can they come and they want to buy their own political vote? So all you are just using them for is for them just to come out and push you so that you can get your office.
Yes.
No, it shouldn't be. They should be given equal rights. They should be given the opportunity to go to school so that they too can compete. Maybe when these women are here, they're able to do better than the men. That's true. But their mother, and they feel better, they look ahead, they feel better in a better perspective than the so-called men that are still living in the soft age. That's not true. Women feel better. So they should give the northern women the opportunity to go to school. Stop depriving them from going to school. Stop accepting them from school. Our education is of key essence for a nation like Nigeria, to any nation of the world. It's important. We should put away this religion that deprives women of this so-called right. We should put away that mentality that makes women a slave to us. No. If they are not there, how would you know who are the man? A woman different to you. If that woman wasn't there, how would you come to be? So does it mean that woman that came back to you does not have a better life?
Yes.
She does not apply to lead a better life. So these are the things we need to look into.
A lot of things we really need to look into in this country. Thank you so much for really elaborating on that. Let's move on to some more messages that we have here. This is from Engineer Soji Badijo from Ikwaja, Lagos. Good morning, Engineer Soji. How are you doing? Nice to hear from you. He's saying, good morning, People Review crew. Good morning. You guys are doing wonderfully. Thank you. This government came to power on the mantra of coming to fight corruption, but since inception, corruption has been on the increase, even introducing a new dimension. That is, if any corrupt person can switch to a party, his or her sins will be forgiven or automatically forgiven, thereby encouraging and shielding corruption officials. And recently, statistics shows that Nigeria has dropped from corruption index from 149 to 154, which is an indication that corruption is in the country is on the increase. Therefore, it is unthinkable for any government to condemn such corruption index rating when it has done little or nothing to fight corruption. I just hope corruption doesn't bankrupt the country. That is Engineer Soji Badijo. Thank you very much. Another message here from Nero Cello from Ogudu. Good morning. Saying, if government fixes our problems, what will they use to campaign? It is a problem if there is no problem. All right, let's move on to another message here. This is from, let's see here, Abiola once again saying, we know I already read this. He also said something that said, please, is it true that the NAS is considering a bill to provide immunity to Senate reps,
Hmm.
president, and more? What are your thoughts so far on all these comments, Adeyemi?
Well, like you don't know very well. Talking about something like that, uh, yes, they are the one that do public for. Like I always say, all they are doing is just to realize something that is from are they doing something? Yes, they're not coming in corruption because you know why they are not coming? Because every one of them wants to do every relevant. The election year is just important. And the new economy is by what to get. So that's why you see that in the election. And then it has to do with the fact that, like I said, the students abroad, we send them to the board and we also put them up. And even the NDP, we have an application for you. What are they doing? When they are looking at the organization, if we cannot call for them, then we should be able to do parity. The cost of here is here. And though we know that we have so many projects as well, who will always do their duty, but also need to be known that yes, at the point in time, no such person was being charged for this issue and this was the outcome. So as time goes on, to get it better, we only we can continue to challenge them. All we need to do is to challenge them. But we confront them, we can't reform. This is going to stop. And I tell you, the fact is so that we are all saying one democracy. We don't want the meeting to come. But we must be honest with ourselves. The way they have been conducting themselves, and we saw what has been happening in neighboring countries in Africa, especially in the Western Africa. We see what happened in time, Mali, and other nations in Africa. If we don't put a stop to our attitude towards government and towards the way we continue to entail people, the national commonwealth population, you'd be surprised that there may be, I wouldn't say a takeover, but there may be an upheaval that actually cause concern. So I just pray that God will help us carry our position to see and to understand that look, all these is just accumulation. At the end of the day, you will not take it anymore. And even the children that you want to teach them, when it comes to that means you don't want any outside the box to be somebody themselves. Others are thinking outside the box. The fact that you are rich, the fact that you are being a governor does not mean that your child has to be a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
No. Let your child also work and be somebody. Let it be known that yes, at that child is able to spend for him or herself rather than taking the commonwealth of the people, accumulating it, stacking it for your children years of born. Because it's pathetic.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Let's move on
Adeyemi.
to some more messages here. This is from Senjay Olawale Motu from Alakbera saying, good morning, dear presenter. Nigerians were trying to avoid tough times by insisting government should not remove subsidy, but have been promised tougher times with 3 trillion naira subsidy. I think it is not too late to retrace our steps. The coming generations will never forgive us for this killing decision. Nigeria will survive. Allah bless Nigeria. Thank you, Sandy. You also added, good morning. Yes, I already said that more incompetent politicians are declaring intentions to run for the presidency. I hope Nigerians will take enough time to look through their antecedents and do the right thing.
Hmm.
As for me, no politician that had been in the corridor of power will get my vote.
Hmm.
Fresh air is all I am clamoring for. Nigeria
Okay.
will survive. Allah bless Nigeria. I wanted to say something, Esther.
Hmm. So Rosa Jemusi is saying that no politician who has been in the corridor of power before.
Mm.
So this goes to say that more women, more youth should come out.
Yes.
Yes, we want to see new people, we want to see what people can do. Well, I mean,
We really
it's
need,
good.
I mean, honestly, personally, and I will agree, we really need a breath of fresh air. What do you think? Do you think we need a breath of fresh air, Adeyemi?
You might be confused. You see, when you're talking about governance,
Mm,
you see, now it's not just a thing where they say a youth just come in and take over.
mm,
You must be honest with that.
Mm.
okay.
Governance is a big thing. It's carrying a body, and it's knowing much about the body. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very important that you have all your the youth that we want to take up on the challenge,
Mm-hmm.
but the youth who are good,
Yes.
who know much about it.
Mm-hmm.
No, nobody will say somebody there. And you see, there's so much about Nigeria as an entity. We mustn't forget that the capacity play is another thing entirely that is to and how we do this with the diversity that we have in Nigeria. So we know how it plays out. There's no way we will say that we want fresh air to come in. There's no way, it's not possible.
Mm.
Mm,
Today, for anybody to run Nigeria, the person that can be empowered to work with us. That's the message.
okay.
That's when you can have the mentality the power it goes.
Mm.
The only thing we want is to look at the antecedents of the person
Okay.
and you and this is able to manage well wherever you manage.
Mm,
What are those things what are those policies that you put in place? Are they mark-oriented policies that you put in place while you are somewhere or what you do in your so-called industry? Where you can people say of people that, oh, this is a good leader. It is not the thing that we want. We
Okay.
can say the one thing that we understand what it takes to be a leader,
All
not
right.
just ruler. We don't want every nothing is ruler. So that they are the one who not iron hand. They are the one that are saying we want to keep where they want to go, and that is absolutely. And at the same time, when you look at the talking about the petroleum subsidies,
We're
mm-hmm.
actually out of
the
time, Adeyemi. I'm so sorry. We're out of time. Hello? Hello?
yeah, hello,
Yeah, I'm so sorry to cut you
yeah,
off, but we're just out of time right now. We need to go ahead and wrap up on the program.
okay, okay.
So sorry about that. I honestly would need more time to go on and on and on, but we are limited because of time. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the program again this morning, Adiemi.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank
Really
you
do
for.
appreciate it always.
Yes, thank you
It's
for
always
being a he for she. Thank you for championing the cause of women. And we as Women Radio here are also committed to fighting for the rights of women. Thank you so much, Adeyemi.
thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you always on the Newspaper Review.
Yes, do have a
Thank
great day,
you.
Adeyemi.
All right, that will be it on Newspaper Review this morning. Thank you so much
Mm-hmm.
for being part of the program. Another episode to come up tomorrow at 7:30 on WFM 91.7. Make sure you tune in for that. And stay safe and enjoy your day. Stay tuned to WFM 91.7.